What's good? And welcome to this episode of Objectively Wrong, presented by the Next Men Up. As always, I'm John. That's Ebteen. Ebteen's about to get lit. I am not yet. We're gonna shoot a few episodes coming up soon. The season's almost upon us. This episode's meant to reload the shot takes.
Yeah,
but we never
drink the shot takes.
Yeah, we've never taken them. So we're going to reload the shot takes as we do them, as we take the ones from last year.
Speaking of,
Ebteen today is putting down 4 of them. 4 shot. What is the tequila? No good.
No, it's tequila.
I was gonna say, don't say whose it is. If it's not good, don't say whose it is. I actually don't know, and I'm kind of glad I don't know now. So I'm not drinking today because I have to literally from this episode get into a car. So I'm not drinking today. I'm
just like thinking of like how I could hint it to you without it being obvious, and it wasn't possible. I could have been like,
is it something you and I are all too familiar with?
I think it's something our generation is all too familiar with.
Do you remember, based on the color, I think I know what it is. Do you remember in college that one, I'm not going to say, you know what I'm going to bring up, that one bottle of blank that got like skunked as hell? There was one, and we had 2 bottles of the same thing. One was fine, and the other one was actually rancid. And we drank it for some reason. Just as we're doing it, we're like, why are we this dumb? So anyway, speaking of dumb, today is shot take day. But before we get into that, let's talk about a couple of quick hitters of news.
Congratulations, Russell Wilson.
Congrats, Russell Wilson. He signed himself a new contract. Congrats to Jalen Reagor for now being teammates with Justin Jefferson.
Condolences to Lamar Jackson. He's not getting a fully guaranteed contract now.
So you know what's funny is that was brought up. I saw the tweet today. It plays well for the NFL side of like the optic spectrum that Russell Wilson did not get a fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
While the 13-game suspension wonder Deshaun Watson did. It still doesn't. I don't even remember if we fully jumped into a 13-game suspension for the Browns.
Was it 13? It's 11, isn't it?
Or is it 11? I don't know.
11.
Whatever
He's back
it is,
for Houston.
Whatever it is, it should be more. So it doesn't matter, though. We're not, it's the suspension is what it is. Whatever. On the point of Russell Wilson, the contract, in my opinion, is nuts, but
he's tied to them for 7 years now, right?
I think it's something like that, and I think when the contract kicks in, it's like close to $50 a year or something.
I mean, by the time it kicks in, because he was on a 2-year, still with Seattle.
Isn't he 32 though?
Yeah,
or like 30 something.
He is currently 33 years old.
33. So if he's tied there for 7 years, Russell Wilson's going to retire a Bronco.
Oh, I'm sorry. He turns 34 during the season in November 29th.
Russell Wilson is going to retire a Bronco.
Yeah.
And it does appear very clear that the Broncos have kicked their window open for basically, I mean, it's not, I can't say you've kicked the window open for 7 years because there's no such thing as a 7-year window, but it's a good quarterback. Team's built well right now. Who knows if Nathaniel Hackett's any good? We'll just have to wait and see.
He will make in 2028 $50 million.
In 2028?
Yeah, that's the last year of his contract.
Do you have any outs?
He has a potential out in 2026.
That's the out, by the way.
Yeah. With dead cap of $31 million.
If they take the out?
Yeah.
That's not much of an out. That's a buyout.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
So here's the thing. A $31 million dead cap is a lot, but it's not that much when you look at the 2028 50. Like, if let's just say for the sake of argument, Russ falls off a cliff after 2025.
Okay.
I don't think you will, But let's say Russ falls completely off a cliff after 2025. What do? You exercise the opt out.
And you pay $31.2 million.
Better than holding him for 2 more years, denying that he's no good anymore and paying him 50 when he's 39 or 40 years old.
The thing is, like, the dead cap drops nearly $20 million the following year.
All right, so it's an outright cut the following year.
Yeah.
You cut him and you just eat 10 million.
And then in 2028, it's only $4 million.
What do you mean? It's only
the dead cap.
Oh, dead cap. Screw the dead cap in 2028. The point I just learned is you telling me that it's $50 million, a $50 million cap hit in 2028, is that Russell Wilson is not playing for them on that contract in 2028.
Yeah.
No chance. So Russell Wilson at 40 will not receive $50 million in a season. I just don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, you do have to. And team just poured that, like, eyeballing it, and we poured it into another glass thinking it might have been more than 4 shots. And it's slightly more than 4 shots, but it's not quite 4.5. So it's 4.
Should we say like what each shot is that I'm drinking for?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. If you remember our blistering hot takes from 1 year ago, I'm going to start with the AFC North. We said Jamar Chase will not lead rookies in receptions or yards gained. We were wrong.
We're wrong.
I'm taking a shot.
Not only that, he broke the record.
We said the Ravens will miss the playoffs. They did. I took a breath. We said Najee Harris would win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We should have been right.
We should have been right. But again, Jamar Chase broke the record.
And then Cleveland Browns. We said Baker Mayfield will sign his extension before Lamar Jackson.
What we've decided to do with that one is throw that one away.
That one didn't happen.
That didn't even occur.
Yeah.
Neither player has been extended yet. It is September. Neither man has received a contract, and one of them doesn't even play there anymore. So I think we're gonna take an L, but not an L as far as taking a shot with it, considering there's so many other shots we have to take. That's just a wow, how did this one go so off the rails?
So I'm still going to take 2 shots today.
Taking 4 today.
2 more shots. I'm still going to take 2 more shots. Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson will be traded during the season. He wasn't.
Didn't happen.
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence would lead all rookies in interceptions. Did happen.
We hit that one.
Tennessee Titans, we knew we were going to drink for this one.
Yeah.
We'll have at least 1 game forfeited due to COVID.
Right.
Didn't
There's your 4th shot.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know what? We've actually just clipped, what was that, 7 shots, and we only have to take 4 of them?
Yeah.
It's not terrible. This game is meant for us to be drinking more than not drinking. That's the point of the game. Evidenced by something we decided to do this year with regards to one particular team in our shot take. So, what do you think? You want to get into it?
Let's get into it. I'm ready.
We got 32 shot takes reloaded. And some of them seem safe. Some of them seem stupid. Then there's a few where this year we made the decision that we wrote it down. There are some that I will drink for that Ebteen does not, and some that Ebteen drinks for that I do not, because we could not come to an agreement. And shocking, we couldn't come to an agreement.
On the show, objectively wrong.
Starting with the AFC and beginning in the East. Buffalo Bills. James Cook ends the season as the number 1 running back over Devin Singletary. Now, it's a little vague, but I think we'll rationalize this the same way we do usually with like top ranking position players, yardage.
I think we should probably just go with snap count, right?
Do you want to go snap count?
I mean, if he's going to be the lead running back, he will take more snaps.
Snap count! We will do snap count. Number 2. The New England Patriots. Said intentionally wrong. Will end the season with an under 500 record.
Now, I believe this one wholeheartedly.
And I do not.
And frankly speaking, John has the unpopular opinion, in my opinion, here.
I am of the opinion that Ebteen grossly undervalues coaching.
And I'm of the opinion that Bill Belichick doesn't have any talent there to coach. Like, come on, John.
The Patriots are a better team today than they were a year ago.
Their offensive coordinators who again?
Unfortunately, they don't have one.
Okay, who's their offensive assistant and quarterbacks coach?
They have two offensive assistants. One of them is Matt Patricia. The other one is Joe Judge.
Okay,
who were considered good assistants in the Belichick regime.
What was Joe Judge famous for doing last year?
Being bad at coaching the Giants.
No, I'm talking about running quarterbacks.
QB sneaks on 3rd and 10 on his own 4. But I think he used Mike Glennon to do some of them. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the assistants are I'm so excited to watch the offense led by Judge and Patricia. That said, they were better in the Giants. They were better with the Patriots than they were off on their own, left to their own devices. Bill Belichick is an absolute shaman. The man understands how to run his ship. Last year, an under-talented team was able to really push for the playoffs until the last 3 weeks. Mac Jones showed glimmers.
Now, I will say that if you check FanDuel as of I think it was August 11th when we checked it, they had the Patriots win total as what was it, 8.5?
Was it a plus minus? It was either 7 or 8.5.
Yeah.
This isn't insane to go either direction. And if the Patriots don't hit it, I'll gladly drink. I just can't rule against a Belichick coach team preseason. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I think they are. I think they may, but I'm saying 9-8 or better. I think the Patriots are a 9-8 football team or better because of that coach and because I think they can improve. They improve by subtraction. Getting rid of N'Keal Harry is a win. That's a win. So, yeah. Number 3.
I'll do this one. The Miami Dolphins will trade Mike Gesicki before the deadline. There's some logic here. There's a little thread of logic that we're following all the way to the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love.
A little bit.
Mike.
This is 3D chess.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel is a running back guy. Okay, he likes to run the football. What does his tight ends need to do? Run block. What does Mike Gesicki not do? Run block.
Not his forte.
He's on the franchise tag. They aren't going to do a contract. At this point, you might just be thinking, get value while you can. Gesicki will definitely look attractive to some teams that are going to be pushing for the playoffs. So we think this is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is this. Either you trade him for, best you can do, or you wait until he hits free agency, and if you can comp pick him at a 3 or a 4, then you just hold him to the end. If somebody offers you a 3 mid-season, they'll obviously have to take it.
Yeah.
So if Miami's not competitive, if Miami's competitive, I don't know if this hits at all. This is absolutely a shot because this shot is also made with the understanding, and our next episode is gonna bring out the predictive records. We're gonna season's in a week. It's time. But there you go. 4 shots already for the big man.
Good thing I ate before this.
You look thrilled. What did you eat before this?
A ton of popcorn.
that will help. That will help. So I don't know what direction Miami's going to go right now. If they go high, we're drinking for this. If they go low, we might not drink for this, which will be great. Speaking of something we're not going to drink for, the Jets. The Jets are a free space. Yeah. The Jets are a free space. We don't know what to do there, and we also don't care about the Jets.
I
So
mean,
free space.
our shot take was Zach Wilson will remind us of Sam Darnold.
Right, and he already does. So am I just not going to drink? Like it doesn't. So the only predictions we could muster for the Jets were things that just drag Zach Wilson. I I didn't want it. You're already getting like the drunk giggles. Epteen giggles when he drinks, like uncontrollably. This is going to be a train wreck of an episode on one side of it. I'm going to be like talking about something like super serious. You'll be like, number 5, Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will win the division.
Epteen disagrees.
Fat chance, man.
Yeah. So after we went through the breakdown, I think Epteen realized it wasn't as crazy as I initially thought, but as he initially thought, but it's still probably tough to pull off. But it's there. It's not like they've got a whole lot to worry about. But we'll talk about tomorrow or whenever we shoot it. There's a situation toward the end of the season with the AFC North, and it is an absolute tire fire.
All I'll say is the AFC North decides the NFL.
The AFC North decides the entirety of that side of the playoffs. It is actually crazy. And as a quick look in, the Baltimore Ravens, 4 of their last 5 games are divisional.
Who did that?
The Ravens season doesn't start till December.
What computer decided that was
That is unbelievable. So we'll cover that more in our next episode when we give you our prediction.
Speaking of the Ravens.
Speaking of the Ravens.
Mark Andrews will end the year as the top tight end in fantasy.
This is like the least shoddy of the shot takes because, like, sure.
Who else are they going to throw to?
There's like 4 people that it could be, and Andrews is one of them. So, fine. Sure. Cleveland! The Cleveland Browns.
8 games.
We'll win 8 games or less.
Yeah.
We don't have a whole lot of faith in Cleveland.
We do not. And I'm okay with that.
I am too.
Ad infinitum. Forever.
I'm cool with it.
Go away, Cleveland.
You were the lovable little rascals, and now you're just trash. I don't know what to make of Cleveland now. It's a shame. It's just sad the direction the team has gone.
We should move the Football Hall of Fame.
It's not in Cleveland. It's in Canton.
Oh.
Just because it's in Ohio doesn't
more
mean
shots.
You can take more if you want to. I have to cover whatever Epteen drinks today. So as Epteen prepares another glass of how much is it?
What is that, 2?
Yeah, we're gonna call that 2. Yeah.
Okay.
2 more. What are the next 2 you're gonna drink for?
Alrighty. In our season of failures, let's look back at Buffalo. We said they'll forfeit a game due to COVID. We were really pushing this thought.
Well, we took 2 of them. We're just like, why not?
And then for the biggest shame of the 2021 season.
Don't do Atlanta.
Corey Davis ends the year top 10 in receptions for wide receivers.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Jets. Yeah, it was.
We fought. That was a miss. That was a miss and a half.
That was pretty freaking bad.
Yeah.
And Epteen, I think, talked me into that one. I was
so
you were so sure. You drafted him like 2 rounds early in fantasy too. Like it was a mess. And I just got done with him like, well, that's all right. The Bengals for this coming season. The Bengals do not win a playoff game.
You had your chance. You blew it.
You blew it. So we're not sure what to do. This doesn't make a lot of sense because the Bengals did nothing but improve this offseason.
Yeah.
They didn't lose anybody. And they made the O-line obviously better. And yet, the rest of the AFC around them got a lot better. Even Pittsburgh got better.
Yeah, by subtraction of Ben Roethlisberger.
And addition of Kenny Pickett. We like Kenny Pickett on this show. So The Bengals could. You're 6 shots in already, and we've been doing this for 20 minutes. This is not going to end well. The Bengals. At some point, you're not going to be able to read the board. The Bengals not winning a playoff game is more like it's more of a gut feeling more than an analysis thing. They got somewhere last year that nobody thought they were capable of doing. It doesn't feel like they're going to do it again.
Now, this is my Corey Davis of the year. So take that as you will.
Onto the NFC South.
No.
Yes.
You said NFC. We're on the
AFC South. AFC South.
I'm the one that's drunk, John.
You're already like half slurring your words.
The Indianapolis
Colts.
Michael Pittman Jr. becomes a fantasy wide receiver 1, ending the year as a top 15 choice.
So I know what y'all thinking. Nobody plays a 15 or 16 team league, really.
Yeah.
So how can you be a WR1 in the top 15?
But I want to say 10. You're like, no.
I just can't see him in the 10. I fought for 15. The general thinking is let's just top 15 in fantasy points for wide receivers.
Yeah.
Possible. Not completely unreasonable. Also not really likely. So that's the art of the shot take. On to Jacksonville. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, team is now 6 in. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence breaks 4,000 yards passing. Now, yesterday, we looked at it. The official over-under on Trevor Lawrence's passing yards this year is 4,000.5. I'm taking the over. 4,001 or better. I'm taking the over. 17 games. Coach likes to throw the ball. Travis Etienne's healthy, which is amazing because when a young running back, it's a Liz Frank, you're always just like, oh no, he's done. He's screwed. But he's back and he appears to be fine. So, okay, let's see what Clemson can do in the National Football League. The Tennessee Titans. No wide receiver on the Titans will surpass 1,000 yards receiving. I find it funny. We wrote it down badly. No wide receiver on the team will pass 1,000 yards. Like, okay, what are they going to do? Throw? How many receivers each year are breaking 1,000 yards passing? None. So here's the problem. We don't want this one to really hit. We actually do want to drink on this one because we took a shot calling Traylon Burks.
Oh, God.
And, we can be fair when we're right. I will absolutely – our biggest misses, some of our greatest misses on this show. I mean, prior to us having a show, Ebteen missed historically on Josh Rosen.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was your 1 or your 2 that year.
Yeah. He was 2. Lamar Jackson was 1.
Ebteen really missed that year.
I really liked Lamar Jackson.
Well, you didn't like Allen until I told you need to like Allen.
I didn't like Allen.
You didn't like Josh Allen at all.
I didn't like his feet.
But I told you. Yeah, but I showed you what the feet needed to do. The only problem with his game was the fixable part of it.
Yeah. Who would have thought
that he was going to fix it this easily? So we don't want to be wrong on Traylon Burks. But yeah, Ebteen historically misses on Rosen. Jalen Reagor. I mean, that's my big miss is Jalen Reagor. I had a lot of hope in Jalen Reagor. Nope. Not at all. So we just call that a miss and we move on. That will happen in life. You are never going to get all these right. And
Kellen Mond, Chris Sims.
Yo. I don't want to drag Chris Sims, but we should. Kellen Mond. Chris Sims taking a shot with Kellen Mond. I think Kellen Mond is a Brown now, right? Guys, Kellen freaking Mond. By the way, Trey Sermon is an Eagle now. I stuck out for Trey Sermon last year. I'm hyped for Trey Sermon.
I didn't like Trey Sermon. I thought he was slow, right?
He is a slower player, but he's a bigger back. Drops the boom. Averaged 4.1 yards a carry last year. It wasn't like he was bad. He got hurt and then missed. What? What'd you read?
7 hours ago, Kevin O'Connell said it wasn't fair to ask Kellen Mond to be the number 2 quarterback.
What?
Oh, That's
What?
brutal.
You mean it wasn't fair? So trade him via so much value. Trade him.
They did.
No, they didn't.
They cut him.
They cut him.
Oh my god.
He was waived. Cleveland claimed him.
That's so rough. Dude,
By the
Minnesota's been taking L's. They're like,
bad else.
yeah.
Front office has been rough the past couple of days.
Yeah.
By the way, the Eagles pulled two great waiver claims. They pulled Trey Sermon, which I think is a very good waiver claim, low risk, high reward. But they also pulled third string quarterback Ian Book, and I'm hype. I am hype.
John and I are tend to do NFL card breaks every once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's rather shocking how often Ian Book arrives.
Yeah, for those that don't know what card breaks are, there's mini auctions and you buy into the auction to when it's streamed, it's a streaming event. People will open boxes of football cards, Topps, Panini, whatever, rip the packs, and if you won an auction, you win an auction based on what team you were bidding on, and if he pulls a card or whoever the streamer is, they pull the card that plays for that team, you get the cards. Ian Book was a constant pull for Saints people, and the Saints Saints fans tended to the auction for the Saints was kind of higher than you'd think it would be because people were chasing Ian Book because it was a rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterback cards tend to generally be more valuable. Not when they're 7th round picks out of Notre Dame, but New Orleans clearly didn't get that memo. So, what?
There were a couple of times we saw Ian Book 20 times in one pot.
They were rough. I think we saw Ian Book. I think there was one night where we saw Ian Book 3 times in a pack.
Yeah.
It was two common Ian Books, then one rare Ian Book. We were like, Ian Book, Ian Book, Ian Book. Ian Book intensifies. So that's enough of Ian Book. On to the Houston, Tennessee. No receivers there. Now we go to the Houston Texans and another L for John.
Yeah. So there was a running back during the draft cycle that I wasn't high on. He wasn't going to make our top 5 list, but John had him probably at the bottom of the list.
I think I had him at 13. I didn't have him very high at all.
And now he's going to start for the Houston Texans. So
I don't know if that says more about him or Houston, but it says a lot, and I don't like any of it. So I'm going to take my L now. I was wrong.
So Damian Pierce will have over 1,000 yards all-purpose this season.
Yeah, now that's not even bold because it's a starting running back. He will break 1,000 all-purpose.
It was more like he wasn't the starting running back when we wrote this. It was bold at the time.
It was bold-ish at the time. He was starting to get rumblings, so you're like, okay, I guess. But now it's like a safety pick because he's almost assured to do this if he stays healthy.
Now, we're moving on to the AFC West. Here's probably the boldest one of the entire bunch.
Yeah, and team's going to cover this entire one because even after we did the breakdown of our game by game, and there really wasn't a way for this to even occur, Ebteen is standing by it. I don't mathematically it isn't happening. We went down the entirety of their schedule, top to bottom, the entire league, and every deviation we did, they were in it at least in the fifth or fourth seed every time. Go ahead.
This is your Steelers. This is my Steelers.
Go ahead.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs, Sean.
Yeah, and if my testimonial on that is any indication, I don't agree, and I will not be drinking if they miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't agree at all.
No. You will be drinking if they miss the playoffs.
Oh, if they miss, yeah, I'll drink. Yeah, if they miss, I'll drink. I'm sure I'm not drinking there. It would take substantial injury and a lot of teams doing things that nobody thinks they're going to do for that to occur. Because what I find kind of funny about the Kansas City Chiefs is, yes, they have worse in total targets than they did last year. Losing Tyreek Hill is impossible to recover from. That said, they went from having 2 top-end receiving options to 2.5. Juju and MVS are both 3/4 of a top end receiving option.
MVS is not 3/4.
He deep ball. He is one of the league's best. It's just mathematically a fact. I think he had the most receptions over 40 yards in Packer history. I think that's a fact. And like, we're not talking about a dude that can't run. We're not talking about a dude that can't run a route. The dude runs a decent route. Yes, he had a couple of drops here and there, but he could still catch the damn ball. Like, we're not talking about third-year Nelly Aguilar. We're not talking about that here. We're talking about a dude that drops it occasionally, not has a habitual drop problem.
Now all I can see is the Philadelphia guy catching the baby.
Unlike Aguilar. The unlike Aguilar dude.
All right, the Chargers continue in their disappointing fashion. So we see the Chargers every single year. They get some hype. Well, we're not buying it. We're gonna call the Chargers don't win a playoff game. One and done.
I could buy this. I think this is a coin flip because the Chargers on paper have no business losing a playoff game. Chargers on paper are impressive as hell. You got to prove it, though. You have to show me how good you really are.
Hey, guys.
He got more.
Oh, John is going to drink 8 shots in the next episode.
Maybe. I have a chronic stomach issue. I have to not. I probably can't do that, but we'll see.
Now,
I'm going to get a doctor's note.
Speaking of reasons I might have to drink, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, so there are 3 sack-centric shot takes on this one because I like offensive linemen. And I did a little bit of research, and I think Derek Carr is going to be biting the dust an awful lot because my former predictive pick for the Raiders, Alex Leatherwood, is no longer a Raider already.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys miss that on the news? Thank you, Chicago.
Chicago, what did you do? Chicago, just let him pass. Nobody was claiming him.
$7 million, John.
You just ate the money. Like, what are you doing? You just did the Raiders a massive solid. They did the Raiders a huge solid. It's such a stupid move. Listen, all this crap off. I got a quick thing to Bears fans. Calm the hell down. Stop. You're not good. The whole team. Darnell freaking Mooney. We're really going to be sitting here and talking about Darnell Mooney. Really. Darnell Mooney. Shut the hell up. This is the stupidest crap I've ever heard. It really is. The copium, the absolute copium that you people have for Justin Fields. The guy can't throw. What are we talking about here? And it was a video the other day. It was like, who is it? Somebody threw something in preseason. And it was like, Bear fans were like festering all over it. Like, they always go crazy about it here. And then Justin Fields does it too. And nobody says a word. It's like, Justin Fields ain't never made a throw like that. Justin Fields, every time he tries to throw like that, it's like over the dude by like 10 yards. Yes, his last preseason game was fantastic. He did really well against second teamers. He did great. He did really well in that one game, one time ever, with the starters against backups. Good job. You want your gold star?
10-7, John.
Enjoy 3 wins, you clowns. Enjoy 3 wins.
Anyways, the Raiders don't have a right tackle on their roster.
The Raiders don't have no line.
If you look at the depth chart right now and you scroll over to right tackle, there's an empty space.
Yeah, the Raiders, and by the way, just so you know, Ebteen, you asked me yesterday if Andre Dillard could play right tackle.
He's hurt.
The answer is no. He just broke his arm. So he's going to be out for a few weeks. He's expected to only miss a couple of weeks, but, just happened. But even if he were healthy, the answer is still no. He is objectively bad at right tackle. He's tried it. He's terrible. The Las Vegas Raiders, Derek Carr will be sacked more than 40 times.
Yeah.
That's not crazy, because when I looked at his sack totals historically, he's had a season where he was sacked 51 times. And if you looked at the O line that season, depth chart wise, while it wasn't good, it actually had a right tackle on it. This one doesn't. I don't remember his name, but like they actually had it. Right now, you got four dudes. The Raiders O line is actually a mess. There's Colton Miller, who's fine, and then 50 pounds of crap. Or I guess 5,000 pounds. They're big men. Yeah, they're big dudes. So a bunch of crap. They're young enough, but there's nothing. There's no battle tested O lineman on that in that room. So I don't really understand what Josh McDaniels was going for. Maybe it explains why Josh Jacobs played the Hall of Fame game to show that he can't run the ball. So maybe he just needs a reason to move him. I don't know. I look at the Raider depth chart and I like shudder because there is so much about it that is built so wrong. And I'm nervous for Raider fans. I really am, because you guys deserve a little bit better than this. And I think a lot of Raider fans, Epteen to some degree included, are a little blinded by the fact that you added Devontae Adams. And yes, that's great. But like, Derek doesn't have any time. I have to go spit that out. It's a hair.
Take me away. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. George, George, George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree. George, George, George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree.
What? Beard maintenance sucks. Did you take those other two shots, by the way?
Da-da-da-da.
You took them already. So look, you didn't even say what they were, I don't think. More team. All right. Ready? I'll count back in. 3, 2, 1. Denver.
Speaking of sacks.
Yeah, kind of. Russell Wilson will be sacked less than 30 times. Russell Wilson has something he's never had before: an offensive line with some semblance of talent.
I think it's going to hurt him.
What?
I think it's going to hurt him.
I can't imagine. If it does hurt him, by the way, that's the first time in NFL history that's ever happened.
The man likes to run around, John. He likes to scurry. What is he going to do when he's scurry and realizes, wait, there's nobody around me?
Wait, I don't need to scurry. We'll see. I'm not going to subscribe to that. I can't go with, he's never had one before, so he must be used to running. He's going to be terrible with better protection. I can't go with that. So I'm going to say less than 30 times. Now we go to the NFC, which is pretty stupid. The New York Giants. And Teen's taken 8 shots. So at this point, I think I'm just going to say the rest of them.
I got this.
You got to do it.
Taylor will take the job from Daniel Jones and keep it as long as nobody stabs him with a needle.
As long as he's healthy. So the thing is, I'm putting that stipulation in here because of a shot take we did 2 years ago that I ended up having to drink on a technicality. So because I was dead on, and then the player got injured. The player I made a shot take a couple years ago that Dwayne Haskins was not going to hold his job at that time. And I was dead right, and then somebody got hurt. So Oh, wait a minute. I just heard what I said.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
Somebody got hurt, John.
No, that's not what I said. Did you hear what I said right after I mentioned Dwayne Haskins' name?
No.
I said I was dead right. Wow, that's fucked. Yeah, all right. We have to, Chris. That's got to be taken out.
He actually died.
Chris, Dwayne Haskins actually passed away, so I can't say that. That was not cool. I was not. I mean, obviously that was innocuous, but like you can't put that in there. That's got to come out.
Let's start with New York Giants again.
All right, you want to start with the Giants? Let's start over with the Giants. Okay, yeah, that whole thing, take it out. Take two New York Giants. Sorry, Dwayne. That was hella disrespectful. Go ahead. 3, 2.
Tyrod Taylor for the New York Giants will take the job and keep it as long as nobody stabs him in the chest with a needle again.
Right. I mean, we put the health stipulation in there because we've had a couple of times where we've been dead on about something. You know what? I could have gone through that one. That one I could have done. Take 3. Fuck. Now it feels like I'm doing it on purpose, and I'm just like so not, obviously. All right, take 3. I'm just not going to say anything about the health thing. Why are you putting another shot in? Stop it. I'm not drinking 10 in the show. You're right. You're drinking 12. All right. 3. Take 3. Chris, use this one. 3, 2.
Tyrod Taylor for the New York Giants will take the job from Daniel Jones and keep it as long as nobody stabs him in the chest with a needle.
Yeah, remember that. So, which cost Tyrod his job and give it you're drinking again. I think he's on shot 9, guys. It's no secret we don't trust Daniel Jones on this show. I don't.
I trust him to throw the ball away.
Right. So I think Tyrod Taylor is probably going to start a good deal of games this year, and I think he's going to take the job. We do trust that Brian Daboll can coach. So I'm unhappy that he's the Giants coach, but he is, and I think he can coach. On to the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys end the season as a bottom 10 defense. This doesn't feel crazy to me at all. Like Micah Parsons,
it feels like we're waiting for you guys to catch up.
What, the Eagles?
No, the public.
Oh yeah. It feels kind of obvious that the Cowboys are going to have a bottom tier defense outside of Micah Parsons and like DeMarcus Lawrence. They're not very good, and I'm sure if a Cowboy fans listen to this, they're like, "What about Trayvon Diggs?" Guys, he gave up the most yards from scrimmage last year of any corner in the NFL. F the picks. I don't care. You can intercept a guy, what was it, 12, 11? He had a ton of picks last year. Good for him. Pro Bowl, most yards allowed by any corner. That's not okay. You can't do that. You took the ball away a few times. You won a division. Yippee. And by the way, let's not forget the fact that Amari Cooper and Jalen Reagor were traded for the same amount of stuff. Just saying. I understand the contract is what?
Wasn't Reagor traded for more, technically?
Cooper was what, a 5 and a 7?
Wasn't it just a 5?
Well, then yes, Reagor was traded for more. So I understand the problem was the money. I get it. But Howie Roseman owns you. So Howie Roseman owns everybody. Don't make trades with him anymore. You'll leave sad. The Cowboys ending as a bottom 10 defense just feels correct. Losing Randy Gregory, I think, is going to be a bigger loss than people think. DeMarcus Lawrence is another year older. Micah Parsons can't do everything himself, even though at times it looks like he can. And I don't trust Trevon Diggs to maintain any semblance of stable cornerback play. There's nothing about Dallas did not do nearly enough this offseason to get better. They didn't do anything this offseason to get better. On to another team that needed to do a lot more to get better and instead traded for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz gets benched for the Washington Commanders.
Woo!
And for what it's worth, This wasn't my pitch. This was him teams.
Whoa! I
I
think
didn't.
wait, actually the entire NFC East was me.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I did not do the Eagles one either.
So yeah, Carson's not that good. Washington's even worse than the Colts. Ron Rivera's probably getting fired. Let's talk about the Eagles.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Last thing on Washington is like the problem is still the owner. If you get rid of the owner, I think the team may turn into a decent franchise. But until that happens, Washington is basically they're basically a free space. They don't exist right now. They do not matter. In any other division, they would be the bottom. Right now, they may even be the bottom with the Giants in the division. So you just don't know right now. But I will say I just have no faith in Washington right now. And I'm a Ron Rivera guy, but I just don't think it's working. Firing the D line coach 2 weeks ago for philosophical differences boggles the mind.
And that's your best position.
That's your best position group. What philosophical difference are you having?
Winning.
Like, what's the problem? What could possibly, who has a philosophical difference in football in the middle of training camp? I get it, like before the season when you're like negotiating contracts, drafting players, all that. I get that. That's fine. But when you're on the practice field and you're like, all right, let's run this drill. Let's do this to get better today. What's the philosophical difference? Hey, they don't need to do this drill. Hey, I want to win 4 games instead of 7. What? That tells me the answer is somebody yelled at somebody and called somebody some crappy name, and nobody wanted to be around each other anymore. But is Bruce Allen? What was his name? Bruce Allen? Was that his name?
No.
No, the dude that said the culture is damn good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was Bruce
I was
Allen.
gonna say I refuse to believe the D line coach's name was Bruce.
No, it's I think it was Sam Mills.
Okay.
The culture there must be damn good. It's not. Eagles.
I had to convince John about this one.
He did. And after we did some certain countings and understandings of things, it makes a little bit more sense. But
not only will the Eagles win their division, they will have the 3rd seed.
them winning the division, I buy. That I'm fine with. 3rd seed?
Guys, the Eagles' schedule's bull.
It is
so easy.
the NFC East as a whole has a really easy schedule. Eagles are the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL. 4th easiest is the Giants, and Washington and Dallas are tied for the easiest. It's silly how easy the NFC East schedule is this year. No, I mean, I honestly would love to have Pittsburgh scheduled. Pittsburgh doesn't leave the Eastern time zone this year.
Pittsburgh is an easy schedule. Yeah. Who screwed the Baltimore Ravens?
It's a different problem. We'll go into that.
Yeah.
But no, it has taken me a little bit of time to understand the Eagles actually have a stacked roster. The Eagles have a really good team on paper. They're actually freaky. And their team is 10 shots deep in this episode. And if you told me a month ago the Eagles could be a legitimate playoff and Super Bowl contender, I would have been like, no. Now, after thinking about it,
Super Bowl.
Stop it. It's not the craziest idea in the world. I think the Eagles could be dangerous. I think they could be dangerous.
Let's move on to the NFC North. The Green Bay Packers just lost Devontae Adams. Did we go offense? No, we did not. The Packers defense will rank top 5 at the end of the year.
Not insane, and I will tell you where the root of my agreement of this goes, and say it with me now. Jair Alexander is a freak.
Jair Alexander. Also, we made fun of the Packers for not drafting a wide receiver and instead they drafted Stokes. It's turned out well for them, technically.
Well, yeah, they have a receiver, and Stokes doesn't stink.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. We will see. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, Green Bay, man, they're dangerous. I don't know how dangerous Green Bay is. I know it's dangerous anytime Aaron Rodgers goes on Rogan's podcast, which he did again. And I would like them both to just shut the hell up.
Was
But
he also 10 shots deep?
I think what was it? Was there like some story that Aaron
Wait, I'm
Rodgers?
sorry, Aaron Rodgers doesn't do shots, right?
He does ayahuasca. Wasn't Rodgers like trying to get like a medicinal exception to be able to play on ayahuasca or something, like or on mushrooms? Like there was some weird crap that Aaron Rodgers was trying to do. I think I remember reading that. Dumb. And people can't use Adderall, but they can use ayahuasca. Like, okay, great. Weird. Minnesota
Minnesota
Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. If this tells you how we feel about Green Bay, it should. The Vikings will win the division, Sean.
Yeah, I initially didn't buy this at all. And then again, a deeper look told me, all right, it's actually possible.
We don't like the front office at all.
I don't like what they've done. The last 48 hours of what Minnesota has done has just been bad looks. They're just
And the draft.
stacking.
Remember
The draft was weird.
Draft was just bad.
They're just stacking L's.
And yet,
They really are.
they will win the division if this shot take proves true. Chicago, we already threw you on the bus.
Well, we're gonna throw you harder under it.
No, we're gonna reverse.
We're gonna back that bus up.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears, say it with us now, will be the number 2 pick in this year's NFL draft. Disappointing themselves in the process.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll do if they end up with the 1 or the 2, if they take a quarterback or whatever the hell else they do. There is no reason to have a ton of faith in the Bears because if you look at that roster outside of their secondary, it's a mess.
I wonder why the secondary stays.
Eddie Jackson needs to leave. Eddie Jackson is too damn good to be playing in Chicago. Jalen Johnson is too damn good to be playing in Chicago. Like, guys, get out. You don't want to be there anymore. Leave. It's time to go. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, wait, number 2 draft pick. Well, stay with us. It's one of the shot takes. The Detroit Lions, the hard knock lifers, DeAndre Swift ends the year as a top 3 fantasy running back, and that'll be in half PPR, standard half PPR. Very possible.
Yeah.
Very possible. Not because the team is going to do that much better. We do think they're going to improve, but not by that much. But because Jared Goff can't throw more than 10 feet in front of his face, and DeAndre Swift's a running back.
And I get for like the fantasy football aficionados is like everyone's like secret watch out thing, but yeah.
A lot of people are thinking they're going to get like Swift in the 2nd or even like 3rd round. You shouldn't be able to pull that off.
No.
So we're blowing the lid on you now. Like, guys, it's not a secret. Nobody thinks it's a secret. We all know we're all trying to get DeAndre Swift. We got it. And some of us may have changed strategies.
Tampa Bay.
I changed strategies.
Tampa Bay Toms.
Tampa Brady.
Fresh off his vacation.
Which apparently, according to the New York Post, might have been marital trouble. Did you see that?
I'm sure he was just... It's the New York Post, John.
I agreed. But according to the New York Post, it might have been because Giselle is mad at him.
All I'll say is it's still weird where his own teammates are like, I'm praying for him on vacation.
Who the hell knows? Who gives a crap? There's something about Tampa Bay that does not... Would it shock anybody? Would it actually shock anyone if Tampa Bay falls flat on their faces this year?
And what, doesn't win the division?
Yeah.
That would shock.
Right. Well, the problem is their competition is nothing.
Their division, if you look at our shot takes,
the division's a mess. Yeah. But because the next team, I'll package them with it. The Saints, we're shot taking that the Saints come last in their division.
I'm not.
MT, is that really like you're drinking on third?
No,
So if they come in second, we both drink.
no. I don't think. I think they're going to end up second I think they're going to end up second in that division.
You said third.
Well, I'm 10 shots in.
Okay, so if they end, you said that before you started drinking.
That's the secret, John.
Okay, so wait a minute. Yeah, the secret. I'm always drunk. You started watching She-Hulk yet?
No.
It's good. Oh, by the way, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but did you read the reports this week that Megan Thee Stallion is officially in the MCU now?
Yeah, I saw that.
They cast her. Did you see what she was?
No.
Megan Thee Stallion's playing herself.
I'm not surprised.
Canonically, Megan Thee Stallion is in the MCU. Like that's, and She-Hulk and her like twerk. It's odd. It's funny, but it's odd. So anyway, I haven't even watched the episode yet. I just know that happened because people are very unhappy with it. So because it doesn't look visually the best. I'm sure that's impossible to animate, but it looks tough. Anyway, the Saints come in last in the division. Tom Brady. Why are you going to play for Tampa, dude? Tom Brady is sacked over 30 times. That doesn't sound like a high number, but I'm just going to tell you, he hasn't been sacked over 30 times in a very long time. It's been like a decade. And his line lost 2 primary starters, and all of his centers have been injured.
Like literally all of them.
All of them. Like they're down to the 4th. So I have no faith in Tampa Bay's offensive line. I think Tom's going to take a couple extra pops this year. And no Gronk, so less blocking. We already said New Orleans. Let's go to Carolina. The Carolina Panthers. Matt Rule is fired mid-season. Got to go with a coach take.
This should already have happened.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's a historic flip-flop on our end that we just, like, bailed on the Panthers. But they've earned us bailing. Atlanta. Desmond Ridder starts by week 8. What?
12-5.
No, we're not doing that again. We were very wrong.
We're so sorry.
Ridder starts by week. They had a really easy schedule and they couldn't do anything with it. Ridder starts by week 8. The thinking on this one is Mariota just doesn't have what he needs to in order to keep that job.
Or gets hurt again.
Or gets hurt. But the other thing is Arthur Smith's in year 2. They need to start having some level of results. And right now they don't. So you need them.
Plus, Atlanta, I don't know if you've noticed, but you're ending with a top 5 pick this year. Shocker. I know. You should probably see if you need to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, it's that's why you need to play Ridder for half the season. You need to give Ridder legitimate time. And if he stinks, take a quarterback. The Los Angeles Rams onto the West.
The last division.
Finally. The LA Rams do not win the NFC.
Bum, bum, bum.
This isn't even bold because it's like weirdly like
it's extremely difficult to win an NFC.
It's hard to win the NFC no matter like what are we gonna do right here? I'm gonna pick the NFC winner right now? No. So but we're gonna say that they don't. Which is funny because I think our schedule might say something different.
Yeah, they do.
So one of them is going to be wrong.
But this one's bold.
This is the bold take. And honestly, that one was a different take because, again, I talked Tim Teen out of something else.
Is it another shot, John?
You're going to take an 11th?
I don't know.
Gets them all done today. I hope it is 6:00 in the afternoon. It is 6:00 at night. Your day is over. you're done for the day. You're gonna be at home. You're gonna watch Bob's Burgers and eat crap. Like that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do now. That's all. Stay off eBay tonight. Stay off eBay. It's a bad idea. Don't drink and auction.
The Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks will end the season with the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
Woo!
I hope you do. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah, they announced that they're starting Geno Smith week 1, and lol.
How bad was Drew Lock in that preseason
I
game?
can't get there with this. You can't do this it's so stupid. The Seahawks did a bad thing. They have 2 quarterbacks that can't play.
I still hope with all my heart that Drew Lock starts the Denver Bronco game and wins it.
How did Jimmy not leave? Like Jimmy signed a restructure with San Fran.
How did he not become a Seahawk?
Right. That's my point. Well, it's divisional, but I just
Oh, I'm sorry. Do they need to be afraid of Seattle with Jimmy?
ooh, I think they'd still be the number 1 pick. I just don't understand. You have 2 top end, you have 2 better high end receivers. That's it. No, it's nothing else. I was gonna start saying more things, but like, no, it's nothing else. The old line's
At least
no
you
good.
have Jamal Adams.
Oh my god. How bad a trade does that look like now?
It ruined them.
It ruined them. It ended their ability to compete.
Yeah.
How insane.
Speaking of competing, the 49ers pivot to Jimmy by mid-year.
Pivot. The Niners, that's right, Friends fans out there. The Niners go back to Jimmy mid-year. I don't think this is going to happen at all, but I wrote this.
You wrote.
I did. I don't think it's going to happen at all, but I did write it, and I'm sticking with it.
We think the Niners have a playoff caliber roster.
Yes.
I don't think Trey Lance is a playoff caliber quarterback right now.
Probably not.
So you can't just waste a year in this NFC.
The restructure of Jimmy Garoppolo tells a story of perhaps a lack of significant confidence in a lack of significant confidence in Trey Lance. And okay, that's fine. If you're not confident, you're not confident. Insurance is good. But I don't know if he's going to be bad enough to switch back to Jimmy. I don't want to change the shot take, though, because it's funny.
Okay.
We do it for
You know what's hilarious?
the last shot take.
Because it's not going to happen.
Although it really should.
Last year.
Arizona Cardinals will fire Cliff Kingsbury. Whenever. We're just putting it out there. I think the deadline for this one, the deadline will be the beginning of free agency.
Yeah.
That will be the deadline of this shot take will be March. Black Monday doesn't happen as fast and furious as it used to. So Kingsbury could be fired that day, a week later, who knows?
The fact is, Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury collapses every single season he coaches football.
He does do that.
This goes back to Texas Tech.
It does happen.
You do not have DeAndre Hopkins for 6 games, was it? For the first 6 games of the season, John?
6 games.
So you're not going to start well. You're not going to end well. You're not going to the playoffs. And at some point, one of them is going to get fired, and you're not going to fire Kyler Murray. You just gave him all that money.
No.
How is the GM still there?
Steve, I think it's still Steve Keim, right?
Yeah, how is Steve
he stinks. He's terrible. I don't understand what Arizona's doing. I don't know if the Bidwell family just doesn't care about ball. It's possible. But the Arizona Cardinals are one of the weirdest franchises in the NFL because they have a team that, like, you look at it on paper, it's like ready to win now, and they trade away Chandler Jones. Like, I just don't get
No,
that.
they wasn't trade away. They just let him go in free agency. Chandler Jones, they just let him go.
That's dumber. So that's like dumber. That's like way dumber. So I don't know. I really don't know. You sure? Why would I feel like it was a trade?
Yannick Ngakoue was a trade.
I know that.
I'm pretty sure Chandler Jones was just free agency.
I'm double checking. You could be right. It's your team. You should be right.
Yeah, but I'm also drunk.
True. Free agent. Jesus Christ, your contract is way too high. Oh my God. Why'd you give him this much money?
Because we can.
No, no. Epstein, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. Man, I want you to be better, and you're just not. Everything the Raiders do is bad. It's all terrible. Anyway, those are our shot takes. Epstein is 10 deep. And yeah, I think we might be drinking for more than we did last year. To be honest with you, I think
honestly, I feel pretty good about this.
No, you don't. I don't feel particularly confident in our selections this year, but that's most of the fun. Next time on the show,
John will drink.
I will drink something, at least. I'm not putting 10 in because of my stomach.
I'm going to finish before you.
You were absolutely going to finish before me, 100%. Yeah. But we are going to do our season preview.
Yes.
Season preview is, we'll go division by division, take a little bit of time, dissect some teams, talk about what we're seeing based on their records and schedules and all this crap. And we're going to work it all the way through to a Super Bowl matchup. And we're going to make a pick. And we're almost assuredly going to be wrong.
Yep.
Because nobody gets this right. It's like picking a bracket. You just can't make it perfect. So anyway, I think that's enough for today. You've certainly drank enough. You're going to go to sleep. I'm going to an escape room tonight, which I'm very excited for. I like escape rooms. It's like doing a Zelda dungeon, but in real life.
Yeah, that's why I've done like 60 to
They're just fun.
Yeah.
I want to do that one. Well, it wouldn't be fun for you anymore because you did it, but that one that was the Da Vinci one.
I want to do one with a live actor where one of my favorite ones is it was like Cannibal's Den where we put my partner inside of a jail cell.
Okay.
Right? And then I was put on
is it Mo?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I would like to do another one with you and Mo because I think we were just naturally decent at it as a group. Because I've done two of them. I've done two, and I could in between those two, it was clear which team was stronger. Because on the second one, I carried, and we were we didn't finish. We got this close and didn't finish. And it was because I basically had to do the entire thing myself, and my sister helped a little. And that stunk. But
anyways,
having your team is important. It's vital.
They locked me to a chair and put a bag over my head. And
it sounds like a dream I have.
And then this guy got a toy chainsaw and went all ham and was like, grrr. And I'm just sitting here if this was real, I'd be scared. But it's not. So how do I get this bag out of my head?
We'll just do this.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. How do you get this bag out of your head, by the way, is what you said.
I know.
Head out of this bag. Just this.
I whip my hair back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know what our theme is tonight. I know the place is it's enchanted something.
Oh, it's good. The enchanted escape rooms. I've been there.
I know it's
there. Don't do the vampire one.
I don't. What do you mean it's bad? What do you mean it's bad?
Bad.
Scary or what?
This is not a good room.
Is it easy?
No, it's just poorly made.
Oh, okay.
The pubs are bad.
This one's up in Northridge.
Don't sponsor us. We're done with your escape area.
Stop it. I'm doing all the escape rooms. Escape rooms are all good. There's one in. Are you talking about the one in Northridge?
Yeah.
Okay, so they just opened that one. I forget. There's a bunch of options, and I hoped there was. I don't know which one we're doing, but they've got a bunch of they have a ton of rooms, which I was surprised they have so many. But
I did a haunted orphanage, and the lights were off the entire time. That was incredible.
Yeah, I think they've got one that's medieval themed, which is kind of cool. They've got a murder mystery. They've got a forest. They've got a library. They've got one with a genie. I love how none of them are listed as easy, but they're all medium or medium hard or hard. Or the castle, which is very hard.
Anyways, that's our show.
I'm excited.
This is what we're doing for Labor Day. Have
Yeah.
fun, everybody.
We'll see you guys on the next episode. You want to wait a full week. It'll be coming soon with this one, probably a day or two behind. And we're getting ready for this season. And I think we'll probably have 2 more episodes before the season starts because we're going to have to do our week 1 predictions.
Oh, yeah.
The season is upon us. It is time. Welcome back to football. And Teen, we draft what day? Tuesday? I still have to make it. Wednesday. Cool. I still have to make it. You need to send me the contacts for the 2 people we don't have in there yet. Guys, have a great Labor Day weekend, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.